like going badly in H-Town, but there was always like the talent on the team to win the next 9 games, to make the playoffs, to be where we are now. So I guess the patience from the team and from fans paid off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it just shocked me that they started off bad. It's like, okay, they have everything together. They just yeah, you just need to put it together. But it looks like maybe in pass protection, the Texans aren't as great. They've given up so many sacks, but they do well with the run with Lamar Miller. And when Lamar Miller is going, then the Texans offense looks great.
Yeah, Lamar's been a big part to the season. He always is. He's just year after year he does the exact same thing. He's not gonna burn you for 6 yards per carry, but he does his job. He picks up 3 or 4 on pretty poor play calling. He runs the ball up the middle in between the tackles on first down a massive percentage of the time, which won't help his average. But for the most part, the O-line has been better than what it's made out to be from the media. I saw from Pro Football Focus this past week that Watson is second in the league for sacks accounted on himself and not the O-line. He does hold on to the ball a really long time in the pocket, and it turns into a lot of sacks. And obviously, for the O-line as a whole, with the talent that's there, it's going to be completely attributed to their play. And it is a problem for Watson, and it is a problem. The O-line definitely hasn't been great, but the pass protection has been slightly better than what it's made out to be by the media. But I don't think at this point it's a make or break for the team. I think it is what it is, and we've learned to win without the superb pass protection that some other teams have.
It's kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. Yeah, Watson dances around and uses his athleticism to extend plays, but at the same time, and yeah, sometimes it might result in a sack, but also it might result in a touchdown. So you just got to live with it, right?
For sure.
Yeah, that was kind of the case to a lesser extent with Ben Roethlisberger earlier in his career. He would just dance around, extend the play, and sometimes it was good and sometimes it was bad, and you just got to live with it, because when it's good, it ends up being a really good situation.
Super frustrating.
Yeah. Now, the Texans defense, J.J. Watt was healthy, and him and Clowney were just amazing, and it's hard to stop those two when they're going together, right?
Yeah, for sure. In terms of the Colts this weekend, my latest piece was pretty much saying to drop men into coverage and let Watt and Clowney do their thing, because they're going to win their reps. They're both like Pro Bowlers. They're both all-star pass rushers, and you need to let them do their thing. And T.Y. Hilton torches us every time. You need to drop men into coverage, and you need to let our top players, our superstars, do their thing against this offensive line and just win their reps and get to Andrew Luck by themselves, because bringing pressure is just going to leave men open for Luck to do whatever he wants to our secondary. So,
and that's it. I think that might be the matchup of the game. If they could get to Luck on their own and not bring in a whole bunch of people on blitz, then and not give Luck time, because it sounds like Luck doesn't get sacked much, he doesn't get pressured much, the offensive line protects him, so when he gets time, he's going to find the open guy, and if you don't give him that time, then it's could shut the offense down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've seen game after game with the Colts team say that we can't give Luck time, and they bring the blitz, and the offensive line just does an amazing job of picking them up, and then Luck has 3-4 seconds in the pocket, and it turns into Ebron with 13 touchdowns on the season, Hilton getting 50 yards downfield for a big pickup. It's time for somebody to change it up against the Colts and try to let the Stars win the pass rush and drop men into coverage, try get luck looking into second and third reads.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to be a really good game, and I think it could go either way. It's just I just love. This is the third time they've played each other. They've been really close games before that, so it should be really good. How do you think it's going to go?
It's really hard to say. The first two games of the season between the teams, the first went to overtime, 3-point game in the Texans' favor. The next was in the middle of the Colts win streak, the 3-point favor in the Colts, 3 points for the Colts. And it really is hard to say. The Colts are so hot right now. Their one loss was to Jacksonville in just a game that they really didn't play well. It wasn't even a game that they went out and played their hearts out and lost to a really good team. If you're looking at games that they've played like the Colts, that they've played like themselves, that Luck has looked like the way he has for the last part of the season, they've won all 9 of those games. And that's what makes it so tough to say. Like, the Texans have what it takes to win for sure, and you need Watson to show up, and Hopkins in that second game against the Colts also had, I think, 30 yards and a score that came in the last 2 minutes of the game. Like, he really wasn't doing much for the entirety of the game. I think if the Texans show up, they're very capable of winning, but I think if even some of their top players don't show up, I think the Colts have the edge and could very possibly steamroll the Texans.
Yeah. This is a real hard one to pick, and it could come down to the end, or it could come down to overtime again. So We'll see. All right, sir. Thank you so much, Max Freedman at Max E Freedman on Twitter, founder of Texans Journal. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow. Thanks again to Michael Telford, Jesse Reeves, Julie Voigt, and Max Freedman. Another episode is in the bag.